Hello friends. Welcome back to Wonderfully Made Bible Stories for Children. I'm so glad you're here. Last time, we saw how God provided during a famine. There was not enough food. But God cared for his people and provided more than enough. Today, we'll meet a man named Naaman. Naaman was an important commander. People respected him. He had won many victories. But there was a problem he could not solve. And God would use an unexpected person to point him toward help. Are you ready for the story? Let's jump in. Naaman was commander of the army of Aram. He was successful and respected. But Naaman suffered from a serious skin disease called leprosy. In Naaman's house was a young servant girl from Israel. She served Naaman's wife. One day, she spoke about a prophet in Israel. She believed that God could help Naaman through that prophet. It was a brave thing to say. Though she was young and far from home, she pointed others toward God's help. When Naaman heard what the servant girl had said, he told the king of Aram. The king wanted to help Naaman. So he sent Naaman to Israel with a letter for the king of Israel. Naaman set out on the journey, bringing gifts with him. When the king of Israel read the letter, he became troubled. The letter asked him to heal Naaman. But the king knew that only God could do such a thing. When Elisha heard what had happened, he sent a message. He told the king to send Naaman to him. So Naaman traveled to Elisha's house. Naaman expected a great welcome. Perhaps he thought the prophet would come out to meet him immediately. But Elisha sent a message instead. Naaman was told to wash in the Jordan River 7 times. Then he would be healed. Naaman did not like this instruction. The Jordan River was not what he expected. He became angry and prepared to leave. But his servants spoke wisely. They reminded him that if he had been asked to do something difficult, he would have done it. Why not do this simple thing? Naaman listened. And that made all the difference. Naaman went down to the Jordan River. He washed once, then twice, then again. He continued until he had washed 7 times, just as he had been told. And God healed him. His skin became healthy again. Naaman knew that the Lord was the true God. Naaman returned to Elisha. He wanted to give gifts to him. But Elisha would not take them. The healing had come from God. Naaman left with joy. He had come looking for healing. But he had also learned something important. God's way is not always the way we expect. Let's think about this story together. Who first pointed Naaman toward help? Why do you think it took courage for the servant girl to speak? Why was Naaman unhappy with Elisha's instruction at first? What happened when Naaman obeyed? Sometimes we think the answer to a problem must be big or impressive. But God often calls people to trust him and obey him, even in simple things. And like Naaman, we can learn that God's way is always best. Thanks for joining me today. Next time on Wonderfully Made, we'll see that not everyone responded to God's kindness in the same way. A servant will make a secret plan. A lie will be told. And we will learn why honesty matters to God. Until then, remember, you are wonderfully made. Bye for now.